Multiple sclerosis is a disease that causes the body's immune system to attack the central nervous system. The CNS includes the brain and the spinal cord. Join us this month as we recognize Multiple Sclerosis Awareness. Here at the Hope Connections, we believe where there is awareness, there is hope. Although there isn't currently a cure for this disease, we offer a large selection of solutions to help aid in the fight against the disease. We'd like to encourage everyone to visit our website at www.thehopeconnections.com and to follow our weekly podcast, Connecting Hope with CBD. To learn more about the benefits of CBD with multiple sclerosis and several other diseases. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to our broadcast and hope that you'll join in the fight to find a cure, while we provide alternative solutions to this growing epidemic and many others.
Coming live from VA, it's the Connecting Hope with CBD podcast, starring Eunice Bowie. Check us out online and live on YouTube. Also available in the Spotsylvania Mall. Come check out our kiosks. We have something for everyone. Soft gels, balm, gummies, and coming soon, CBD flower. That's right, do your lovely CBD. The Hope Connections. CBD.
Hi, welcome back to the Hope Connections Healthy Bliss. Today we are going to continue off starting with multiple sclerosis. We've been talking about multiple sclerosis for the month of March. March is Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. Today we do have a special guest with us. Her name is Leslie Patterson. She is a elementary school friend of mine. So she also suffered from multiple sclerosis. Before Leslie introduces herself, I would like to just give a little recap of what we have discussed. Basically what multiple sclerosis is. Multiple sclerosis is an immune disease. It's an autoimmune disease. And that autoimmune disease, basically it attacks our nerve cells, the protected covers of our nerve cells. With those protective covered nerve cells being attacked, basically what happens is our brain and spinal cord and our central nervous system is affected by that. So I'm going to turn it over and let Leslie give you a little bit of information about herself and introduce who she is. So welcome, Leslie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I am Leslie, and I have had multiple sclerosis about 2001, starting with optic neuritis, and I'm here this journey 19 years later. It's starting to progress, but I keep pushing on.
Okay, how old were you, Leslie, when you were diagnosed with multiple sclerosis?
I was 32.
You were 32 years old. And what were your thoughts, your initial thoughts when they first told you that you had multiple sclerosis?
About my mobility and if I was going to continue to be able to walk.
So you were afraid that you weren't going to be able to walk? Or because I know that people that suffer from multiple sclerosis, their motor skills and is affected and it do prevent those from walking. And a lot of people that suffer from MS actually end up in a wheelchair. So was that what you were thinking about, or?
I thought it's how quickly I would end in a wheelchair. At 32, I was still young, running. I was a mail carrier. I was in the Army Reserves. So I naturally was like, this is the end of my career.
It was the end of your career, okay. So it was the end of your, what about your family support? So did you receive support? How did they react when you had told them that you had multiple sclerosis?
Well, the first question they wanted to know was, where did it come from?
They wanted to know where did it come from? Well, did your doctors tell you where did it come from? Or did they still not know? Because I know a lot of studies today state that we don't really know why we get multiple sclerosis. They do think there's genetics factors that play a role in it. Our environment also can play a role in it. So from some of the things that I have read, looking at some of the research, it's almost as if they're saying that it's something that lies within our bodies, and something in the environment may trigger it, and it causes our immune system to start attacking itself.
Yes, and I believe that's the answer. I mean, no one in my family has MS, and I was in the Army, and I was around a lot of different chemicals, and I did suffer from symptoms in the 90s, and what triggered it was the optic neuritis, so I started seeing a neurologist at that time. And then at that time, I started the therapy for MS, although they didn't have enough lesions to actually diagnose me with MS.
Okay, so what Leslie is sharing with us about some of her experiences with multiple sclerosis is with the lesions, and we had discussed that a little earlier in one of our sessions that you can go back and listen to at another time. So what about some of their mood? Because I know people that suffer from multiple sclerosis, they have a lot of mood swings. I know that they can be depressed, sometimes suicidal. The rate for suicidal for people that are diagnosed with multiple sclerosis is at a pretty high percent rate. So can you explain to us or share with us some of your moods, or did you experience any depression, or what were or suicide? How can you share with us that, please?
Well, as far as moods, when I was, first the early treatments on, I just thought, as normal. I was continuing to work. I was, doing all the activities. But as I started seeing I was getting weaker, I started feeling sadder, and my mood was different from day to day, just depending. And no, I never thought suicide, but there were days where I really wanted to give up.
There was days that you really wanted to give up. So with that being said, there was days that you really wanted to give up. So what were some of the symptoms that you were having, not just the mood, what were some of the symptoms that you were having?
Well, it would be how heavy my legs were, me tripping and falling, just urinary your bladder issues. Those were some of the symptoms where I just said, why is everything not working?
Okay. So what Leslie is saying to us is that some of the symptoms that multiple sclerosis, people that are diagnosed with it, that they have, their motor coordination is affected. There's multiple different types of symptoms. So tell me, Leslie, with the symptoms that you have, how does this play a role with pain? Have you tried any different type of alternative medicine, like CBD? The Hope Connections was founded by myself, which my name is Eunice, and it was founded upon CBD because of the history of some of the aspects that CBD had to offer. So can you share with us, have you tried any alternatives like CBD?
Yes, I have. What I get now is a MS hug. It's like when my whole body just stiffens up. And usually mine's come at night. So it's only natural for me to rub oil on me to alleviate that, because now I'm up for the night now. I won't be able to fall back to sleep. So that helps alleviate pain with that. As far as any other pain, I just rest a lot. And a lot of my pain is fatigue as well. I have a lot of fatigue. So, yes, CBD does give me, it lifts me up so I can get up and move, Like I may not be able to move a box, but if I have CBD, it's not, the pain that I'm getting from lifting the box is not as much.
Okay, so your quality of life, how has multiple sclerosis truly affected you today? From the time that you can remember of being diagnosed to where you are today, I know we talked a little bit about that. We just talked about the alternative medicine. What about equipment? Have you needed any special equipment for today with your quality of life purposes so you can get around and do certain things? How have your mobilities been affected?
My mobilities they're going down, but they're not all the way down, and I do still walk. I use a cane, and I also have foot drops, so I have a stimulator on my left foot or my left leg, and it picks my foot up for me so I don't trip as much. And then for the fatigue, I'll use a scooter. I mean, I can't go as far as I used to go by foot anymore. I have to take breaks. So those are like important, these are things that's affecting me now.
Okay. So for words of encouragement for those who suffer from multiple sclerosis, for loved ones that have someone that is suffering from multiple sclerosis, we just want to thank Leslie for joining us today, for sharing her story about multiple sclerosis. We are going to offer Leslie the Hope Connection product. We're going to give Leslie each of our products, which is CBD. It's a premium CBD product, and we're going to give Leslie each of those products, and we're also going to allow you guys to look up the different resources that may be available to you. So at the bottom of the link, you can see the different resources that are available. You can share them with people that you know that may be suffering from multiple sclerosis, or someone that they may know that may be suffering from multiple sclerosis. You can also go back and look at, if this is your first time watching the Healthy Bliss from the Hope Connections, you can also go back and recap with us at the beginning of the month when we very first started speaking about multiple sclerosis. The Hope Connections is here to help you in any way. You can reach us at thehopeconnections.com for any of our products. You can find us also on Facebook. Our Facebook page is The Hope Connections. We look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for joining us today. God bless.
Welcome to CBD Tuesdays. This month, the month of March, is Multiple Sclerosis Month. Tune in next week where we'll have some more interesting topics about the benefits of CBD in multiple sclerosis. And oh yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you next week.